Hey, hi, this is Sandeep, and in this tutorial I'm gonna explain you about the list of values. Okay, so here I have created employee EU and employee view already, and similarly jobs view and job view. Okay, these all associations have come in handy by default. Let's say let's just run it and see what exactly this employees view look like. Okay, so basically this employees view and jobs view are connected by job ID. There is a join between them, there is an association between them which already exists. So if you select employees view, if you try to scroll through it, it's basically running. Okay, so here are the results. Now this ID basically for this employee this is the ID. Okay, and if you see the jobs table, okay, here also job ID is present, and for this job ID this is the job title, this is the minimum salary, this is the maximum salary. So each employer would lie in some jobs ID, right? I want to display drop down over here, okay, in the job ID, and I want to import this list of values, total list of values, from this table, from this jobs view. Okay, so basically there are two tables, employees and jobs, and corresponding to them there are two views, employees view and jobs view. In the employees view, what I want to have that when this employees view is displayed, okay, on the UI, then job ID basically should be a form of a drop down. Here only one list is getting selected, whatever is appearing in this record that is being displayed, but I want to display that, and apart from that I want whole list of job IDs from the job table. So how can I do that? I can just select this attribute over here and I can say list of values. If I expand, nothing is there. I want to have some list of values, I will say plus. So here it will ask me about the list data source. Okay, it asked me what is the data source from which you want to get me the job IDs. So basically here list of values name, it's going to name this name to the accessor. I'll just explain you what this name is all about. List data source, so right now nothing is available over here, so you press plus. Basically here it is asking you that you need to provide an accessor to me to access the jobs table. So right now employees doesn't have any accessor, employees table doesn't have any access to the view probably, and even though if it has, we're gonna create it again. We'll just select this jobs view and scroll here. So as you see that employees view has got the accessor like this. Okay, this is the accessor name, so you click OK. So now you have selected this accessor. Now what is the connecting key between the present employee and the jobs? That is job ID, we know that. Just select this, and in the UI hints I want to, whatever you want to display, if you want to display job ID in the drop down you can select that, and if you want job title also you can select that also. Okay, so just press OK. So our job is basically done. Now if you try to run this, you will see some magic. So now as you see over here, as you scroll through, departments, job ID will be displayed whatever is default for this employee, but apart from that you can go ahead and select any one of them. Okay, from here, any one of them, and you can update also right here. So if you actually right now I've selected this all whole material stuff. If I had only job ID I could have selected here and change its job ID by committing the changes. Right now it won't happen because I have selected this whole lot of stuff also with this, so it's not safe to do that particularly here. So this is how this job ID is created. Now there are some scenarios where this drop down has to be selected. Right now it's fetching all job IDs blindly from the other table, that is the jobs table, and displaying it over here. There are some business scenarios that based on some attribute lying over here the drop down should be narrowed down. For example, I will show you. So before showing the example I will have to create one more view. So basically right now I'll create a view that will combinedly show the data of job view and employees view. Okay, so let's just go ahead and create that view object. I will say it as employee job view, and I will use these as my, so I'll select none association. It is based, my view is based on these EOs. I'll select none. I'll specify my own I will just select all these options, click next, and now it will ask me what do you want to display. I want to display job ID, job title, and I want to display first name, last name, and employee ID, of course, here. Okay, so employee ID, just scroll through here. So these all the attributes will be displayed in my view. Now it will ask me about these attribute settings. I won't touch it. Here, as you see, by default it has provided me this relationship that for your view this is going to be the query ID, and this is basically the same which I wanted. If it had not been, I would have edited this where clause. So here it says get the job ID, get the job title, get the employee details, and just join these two tables based on the job ID. Okay, so this is how it is going to join. I will just say order by job ID just to have a neat presentation. Everything remains default. I'll expose this, finish. So now just run this. I will just try to show you what data it is showing right now. Now here, if you see our view, what we have created, it shows you these all details. If you just try to show it in show table, it would be better. So it shows you this is the job ID, and under this job ID, these all are the employees. For example, under this FI account, these many employees are present over here, whose name are displayed over here. So particularly this view will tell you that for particular job ID, what all employees are present. Even if you go here, you can scroll through and say in this job ID these many employees are there, in the other these many. So here I can just make a business scenario here that I want to have this employee ID as drop down. Okay, so for sure this employee ID would be coming from where? It would be coming from the employees table. Okay, so let's just go ahead and create that right now. Okay, employee ID, I want to have employee ID, right? I want to say I want to create list of values. Nothing is there, just click plus. I want to say that I want to get it from employees view. Okay, and that's true that employee ID would be, we will be getting it from employees. So employee ID, we have selected here that employee ID is the one which connects the present view to the employee to the target from where we want to drag the things. I want to display employee ID. Okay, so basically what we have provided that with this accessor, connect the current view, that is the jobs view, to the employee view with the help of this ID, and get me this employee ID. Okay, this is the connecting thing between the present view and the, it's not going to create a join. Basically it's just to provide that what is the connecting key between the present view. Here also it's mentioned that select a view accessor for the data source and then choose the attribute that maps to the current view that maps the current view object attribute. Okay, so just say okay. If you just try to run it, let's see what is being provided. So here, as you see that if you scroll through, you have got this as the drop down, but here particularly all the employees IDs are coming. Okay, all the employee IDs we have just imported from the employee table. And if you go basically to the employee table, here's our employee table, and all the employees from 100 to 206, from 100 to 206, all employees are coming for all the job IDs. But in the employees table itself, if you see that there is a mapping that for this job ID, these all are the employees, right? So we can basically narrow it down. I mean, for these job IDs, for particularly I want to say that for this job ID, okay, go to the employee ID, go to the employee table and get me those all employees which lie only under this job ID, right? So here it can be filtered. So what we need to do, we need to use the same accessor what we have defined here. Here our view accessor, this is our view accessor. We need to use the same accessor in order to hit the employees view table. But while hitting now, what we would do, we would basically filter out the data of the employee ID which we are getting it from there. So we need to filter it from where? From the employees view. So basically we'll come to the employees view and we'll create one view criteria. Okay, we will create that view criteria. Okay, so here I will come, I will say create one view criteria, name it whatever you want, just add it, and based on the job ID only I want to create, right? So I'll say job ID bind variable, and let's say job ID. I create this bind variable. So just click OK. Okay, so now what we have done in the employees view, I have added a functionality, a view criteria here, which would filter me all the records of the view based on a job ID, and that's what we wanted, right? We want to hit the jobs table, we want to get the employees ID, but based on job ID. So I have created a bind variable over here. So you need to first go to the target object, target view from where you are getting the data from, the source view from where you are getting or importing the data. Okay, and there you need to create a view criteria, appropriate view criteria, as here I have created. And now you can go to the view, and here in the attributes we have already added this list of values, right? But right now it is getting all the employees ID. So we need to particularly edit this accessor. So we need to go to the view accessor, just click this accessor, okay, and just click edit. So if you click edit, now the view criteria that you have defined over here, it will appear over here. Just scroll it through here, and here for this view criteria you have to supply its value. That is to say, you are in this view and you are having this accessor and you are hitting this to the employees view. You are using this view criteria, and it is asking you that what will be the job ID bind variable's value. So you can say its value would be same as what I have right now in job ID attribute of employees job view. I want to have the same value here, job ID. With this only we want to filter, right? So this job ID of employee job view. So we will edit it, we will share it across, and we will say that boss, I want the ID to be equal to the current job ID. That's what it is, right? Click apply, click OK. Here this is the job ID, right? So it would supply this current job ID from the employees view to that view criteria over there, and that's how it is going to access the filter rows. Now if you run it and you see the results, so double click it, and as you see over here, now for this job ID it is getting only one employee. And even if you go and check that for this only one employee is present, that is 206, that's what it is displayed in the drop down. If you scroll through more, okay, and if you say like PU clerk, so for PU clerk these many employee IDs are there. If you check over here, you will find that particularly for the PU clerk, these many from 115 to 119, from 115 to 119 employees ID are present. So this is basically getting the employees ID by filtering it, right? So this is how list of values is created. I will show you some more stuffs in the next tutorial.